I like to think of AI as a teammate.
It's like having your own team of business advisors from marketing, sales.
It's like kind of like learning how to talk to a new person.
It's like a camera.
It's like a hammer.
What is the impact of the human intelligence into the artificial intelligence? What is it that AI can't do?
Undeniably, these AI tools really makes life easier, especially at work. But I just realized AI only works if you know how to prompt. So a lot of people think AI just magically gives you the perfect answer. But the truth is AI only works well if you know how to prompt it properly. I like to think of AI as a teammate. It's smart, but it can't read your mind, something like that. So you've got to guide it. For example, instead of saying, write me something about marketing, I could say, create a blog outline about social media marketing for small businesses with 5 sections and catch a headline. So if you're more specific to it, it will give you exactly what you want. So
Totally.
yeah, the more precise you are, the more powerful AI becomes.
You mentioned that, AI can be a teammate that works for you, right? Totally agree. And it can actually be like a team that works for you because my sister just opened her cafe and, she's a single mom. And I was surprised how are you able to do this? Like you have 3 kids and it's a sole proprietorship. So she runs the cafe alone. And how are you able to build this cafe from planning and all that? And she's just laughs at me and said, I had AI help me out from planning to branding. So I'm really surprised because she used this technology to start her own cafe and from branding. So there's this business advisor from AI and even the menus, right? So generating the menu, she also asked AI to help her out from the brand colors, from designing the logo and all that. So it's like having your own team of business advisors from marketing, sales. Of course, she had to tweak some, things, but she's able to run her business. She's able to build her cafe with the help of AI. So I'm just really surprised how smart because I think when you start your own business and mind you, she has no background in business. It's her first business actually. So I'm really proud of her. And at the same time, surprised that you can actually build your own company with the help of AI. I think that is really smart and
Agreed.
really helpful if you just know how to do it.
I think Walker and I were in a conversation.
Yeah, no, I think it was at the last time you were up in Seattle when we went to Seattle Metro Chamber. We were discussing it with someone kind of just, it's not like a perfect human being. I mean, they're still learning machines. They have to learn off of what other people do, and that's where they kind of build up a lot of what they do. But for, like what an assistant could do, where it's not what you're going to send to your client, but it's what you would want your assistant to make the bulk of it, get all the big points, and then you can go in and tweak it because you know them personally, what language they use and things they don't want to hear or they do want to hear. So it's really good that like it can spit out something that's okay, this is 90% of the way there, and then I can just make little tweaks. It's a bit of a learning curve, It doesn't
Yeah.
mean every time you use it, when you first start using it, doesn't mean every time it's going to spit out a bad answer, but the chance of it spitting out a really bad answer is a lot higher if you don't understand that. But once you, okay, I need to prompt it this way, I need to say these things to it. It's like kind of like learning how to talk to a new person. You got to kind of learn
Right.
what slang do they use, or do they use swear words? Do they not? What kind of attitude do they have? I need to kind of craft my language around it a little bit. Once you pick that up, what the different AI's attitudes are, it actually makes it pretty easy to get really good answers once you kind of understand that.
I'm reading a book called The New Emotional Intelligence by Travis Bradbury. And it's just a really, really neat book, especially in today's time where we're talking about everything AI and that there's this artificial intelligence, so to speak. And actually, when we were at PAX 8 Beyond, really good speaker, Walker's one of his favorite humans, was speaking. And so Neil deGrasse Tyson, and the question was asked, what is it that AI can't do? And there was the question of it can't dream. And I thought about that even as I'm reading the emotional intelligence book, and I think about our clients who contact us and ask these questions. I think about your sister, Steve, and all of us, how it impacts us. We can all use it to do some really amazing things, but also just the caution of having that human touch to ensure that it's been safely set up. And I think that's where we have a really beautiful opportunity to help support people in their business journey as they're looking to adopt things. It's truly like having a personal assistant, but it does require some training and knowledge to ensure that we keep it safe. And I don't recommend prompting it to ask how to do this safely. I would recommend using an authorized security
Correct.
solutions provider.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, in today's world, AI is the big thing. Everyone wants AI. Some people hate AI. It's kind of a contentious thing, but it's also something that people are realizing it's going to be in a lot of things moving forward. I mean, I kind of almost see it like the white collar industrial revolution. The original industrial revolution changed how blue collar work goes from manual labor to operating machines and doing that. And I think this is going to be the same thing, but on the more intellectual work side of things, where we change how we do intellectual work. And as we're going through this transitional phase, there's a lot of different kinds of AI out there. And that's some of the things that we're definitely trying to do is we're shifting from that managed service provider to the managed intelligence providers. How can we leverage all of your IT tools more effectively in a safe manner? How, computers and AI are these amazing things. How do we use that to boost your business instead of something that holds you back? So that's kind of, I think the next big deal for us and for our clients and for what we can do is how are we going to help everyone that works with us use AI in a more effective manner? Because in a couple of years, if you're not using AI for a good number of things, you're going to be way behind the curve.
Absolutely.
I love the answer to the question what AI can't do. It's to dream, which is, I agree, it's true, right? It can't dream, but it can help you build your dream, right? It helped my sister build
Totally.
her dream. Right. So I think that said, I think we're still more powerful with AI, definitely. And you just really have to learn how to, work with it.
It's
amazing.
It's a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah.
It can't really do anything by itself, but when
Correct.
you know how to use the tool, it's like a hammer, just more sophisticated. You can sit there and punch a nail into a wall, and sure, eventually you'll get it in there, but you're going to cut your hand up,
Mhm.
and it's going to take forever, and it's going to hurt a lot. Or you can use a hammer and get it done pretty quick. It's the same kind of deal. And a hammer
Correct.
just sitting there isn't going to do anything. An AI sitting there isn't going to do anything. So it's how do we use that hammer more efficiently, correctly, to expedite the kind of work we're doing?
I think about it too. A similar analogy
Love
that I like
that.
to tell people is it's like a camera, and a camera, anybody can take a photo, right? The same person can use the same camera. It's a tool. But if the person operating the camera doesn't have the training and necessary intelligence and creative input to think through what they want that image to actually look like on the output, then the quality of that photo is so different than me, who's not a professional photographer. I don't have all the training on how to do my ISO settings and all this, stuff. I can use that same exact great camera and I'll get a different image than that other person.
Yeah.
So
Love these
it's a tool.
analogies.
Fun stuff.